The very first meeting we had, we talked a lot about developing skills that you can utilize in order to get paid, create a life for yourself, create a career, establish some ownership, start a business. We broke down the process of how to attain certain skills. Wages of War. That title, to me, is such a profound title for so many reasons, but we are at war. We're at war. We're fighting many different battles. We're fighting the war within ourselves. We're fighting with society. We're fighting for resources. We fight amongst ourselves as well. The financial struggle that black people have in this country is something that a lot of people don't speak that much about, because I think we're not truly educated to just how bad things are. We think because we're able to make money and go out and have fun and enjoy our lives, you could buy the clothes that you want to wear. You know, you put your kids in Jordans so they can look the part, not understanding the difference between being able to provide income and being able to generate wealth. Those are two completely different conversations that we don't really talk much about, if not at all. More often than not, because we're not educated when it comes to that conversation. We don't understand that level of thought, that mindset that goes into things. So the Wages of War presentation, I think, is going to be a very dope one, because there are a lot of intricacies to building wealth that a lot of people don't speak about. The reason why I presented on building a skill first and foremost is because, number one, that mindset and the steps to doing that are the same steps that you would apply in building any skill or accomplishing any new goal. So if you're interested in that, go join the Telegram group and you'll be able to see the presentation on that. But when you have a skill that you can get paid for, I'll use the trucking industry as an example, because I know that industry almost like the back of my hand now. But you go to school, obtain your CDL, you get a job working for a company, right? There are a few things that working for that company is going to do for you. Not only is it going to give you the time to practice, right, and further develop your skill, further develop that license that you have, that certification that you have. You'll also be able to generate income. And most companies have a 401k or a Roth IRA, for example, an employee stock purchase plan. These are various things that you can invest in just by working for someone, working for a company. These are various things that you can invest in to make your life a lot easier once you get older and you can't work anymore. The last thing you want to do is be a older person who has to work by force. Now, if you want to work by choice because you're bored, that's a different conversation. The last thing you want to do is be 65, 70, 80 years old having to get up and go and punch a clock every day because you didn't do what you needed to do now in your younger years. You don't want to be the person who has to work in order to survive. You want to be the person who works because it's getting boring in the house and you want something to do with your time. I posted on Facebook the other day and I said, you can't trap your way out of the streets. You will never be able to sell enough drugs to put yourself in a comfortable position later on in life. You'll never be able to save up enough money to survive on. That is a farce. Nobody is doing that, right? Unless you're making millions of dollars a year and living a very small, a very frugal lifestyle, you will never be able to save up enough money to live off of when you get old. It doesn't exist. You won't. Your day-to-day living expenses will supersede what you're making on an annual basis and what you're able to put away. Unless you're making millions or billions of dollars, and just living a very, very comfortable lifestyle, not living above your means at all. Why are these meetings so important, for black men? Because you may not know any other way but the streets. And I get that, right? I get that. So don't take it as though I'm shitting on you. I'm not trying to shit on you. I'm trying to show you that the lifestyle you're currently living, it may suit you right now, but assuming you do grow old, because this is another part of the post that I said, assuming that you don't go to prison or get killed, because we know those are two things that are likely to come with moving the way you move in the streets. Assuming God gives you the opportunity to get old, you don't want to be the 70-year-old nigga still trapping, bro. You don't want to be that. You don't want to be that. If you'll even have the energy to be that. Building a skill right now, especially when you're young, in your 20s or even in your 30s, 30s isn't too late, 40s isn't too late. But if you're in your 20s, don't say to yourself that, shit, I'll change when I'm 30. I'll change when I'm 35. I'll change when I'm 40. Don't be that guy, bro. The earlier you get in tune with this way of thinking and this mindset, the better your life is going to be later on. You can't trap your way out of the streets. You can't drug deal your way out of the streets. Yeah, you might have to stack some money right now, but unless that money is making you money, then you're just spending money at the end of the day. And a lot of black people, one of our largest issues is that we have a consumer mindset. We only think about purchasing things. We don't think about investing our money, right? You go out and buy Nikes or buy Jordans, buy Adidas all the time. You could go and purchase ownership in these companies. They're publicly traded companies, right? So while you're making them money, you could be also making money off of other people buying into those companies, but we only think about it from a consumer perspective. So again, you can't trap your way out the streets. I'm going to say that 1,001 times. You can't trap your way out the streets. It won't happen. It doesn't happen. It has never happened. You haven't seen it happen. Nobody's doing that. Unless you're able to take that money and wash it and get out, it's over with. So you're better off taking a step back, choosing a skill to go out and learn and master, create ownership then from that skill, and then invest your income from your business, whether that's in real estate, whether that's in stocks, a combination of the two, create other businesses or whatever the case may be. Or you could just be a regular person who has a paid skill and works for a company for 40, 50 years, and you retire with, few $100,000 in retirement, give or take. You may have more than that depending on where you work, and get a check every month, right? That's a normal life that the average everyday person aspires to have, and that's fine. But if you're in the streets, you're gonna work forever. You're gonna work forever, and if you want to work forever, that's fine. But we don't ever think about what life looks like when we get old, anyway. So that is probably more of a traumatic conversation and topic. But do you have a plan for when you get old? Do you want your kids to see you struggling, not being able to take care of the bills? Do you want your kids to have to go out and work hard and bust their ass every day just to provide for you because you didn't do what you needed to do when you were their age? Because if that's the mindset you're in, you're selfish, and you need to wake up to that. You need to wake up to just how selfish you really are if that's the way you're thinking and that's the way you're looking at things. I have an online course dropping too, on the steps to building a skill. It'll probably drop within the next week from tomorrow, which will be the meeting. So it's gonna be dope, man. We got a lot of plans and a lot of things we're building behind the scenes. And I really want, if you're a dude who's in the streets right now, you trapping, you just got the big boy rollie, the bust down, you got the chain, you know what I'm saying? You living life, you got the Hellcat or the Scat or whatever. Man, they misled you, bro. They misled you. They wanted you to believe that was the life. They wanted you to believe that's what success looks like. And it's people who are truly successful that look at you and laugh, right? They look at you as an embarrassment right? And that's fine. Don't beat yourself up about it. It's what you do from this point forward, because the information is out there. It's what you do from this point forward with the information that counts. That's what matters. That's what makes you a man. If you are not willing to look yourself in the mirror and say, I don't want to be a drug dealing ass nigga when I'm old. If you're not able to look yourself in the mirror and say that, if you're not able to look yourself in the mirror and say, they raised me fucked up. I was raised fucked up. This is all I know right now. But I know that there are other things out there for me to learn. I just haven't learned them yet. If you're not able to say that right now, as a grown ass man, bro, you need to take a long look in the mirror, bro. And again, don't beat yourself up. And I'm not here to beat you up either. That's what the group is for. Because we were all raised in a fucked up manner. And it's not even necessarily our parents. It's society, it's culture, it's what's acceptable in our culture. We don't look at black men as being the men who go out and work blue collar jobs. We don't see the man pull up in the Benz who just got off of a 9-to-5 working a tech job. We don't see that. So of course you're not going to aspire to be that, but the opportunities are out there and everybody else understands that except for us. Everybody else, they push their kids in that direction. I was just having a conversation the other day with my mother-in-law, and she was talking about her dentist and how he moved to California. Now his son runs the dental practice. We don't see that in our community. We don't see that. We don't learn that. We're not taught that. The only way we're taught to get money is in the streets. And I'm telling you, the streets are dead. Somebody gonna snitch on you, you gonna go to jail. Somebody gonna tell on you, you gonna go to jail. Somebody gonna try to kill you, or you gonna have to kill them and you gonna go to jail. Or they're gonna be successful in killing you and it's over with. And I'm gonna tell you, man, like I know a lot of y'all who are in the streets right now, man, y'all got so much potential to be great. Y'all got so much potential to be great. The drive, the hustle, the ambition, the fact that you could get up at 5 a.m. and go serve. Imagine if you could do that, but in a legit way. It could be different if you choose. With me, the streets is dead, bro. I'm telling you, the streets is dead. And y'all know it. We all know it is. So, hey. We don't rob, we don't scam, we don't trap. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to steal. We just... elevate your mind, elevate your mindset. Educate yourself. Seek out education. That knowledge is power, bro. I'm telling you. So, anyway, man, I'm about to get up out of here because I got to go to work tonight. You know what I'm saying? Nothing too crazy, but, hey, I'm going to see y'all tomorrow, man. Peace.